existing shed. I have just got to the plot having moved my second part of my new shed base on the bus, which is actually easier than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I'll do most things once I set my mind to them, but yeah, the shed base is all on the plot now. It has been freezing cold this last week or so, and I have got 2 weeks until my shed comes, and my parents are coming to help me put up the shed, and I need to have a level base for it to go in. So we're here. It has rained yesterday. It is not quite so freezing cold, so we're getting to work. Yeah, let's see. So this is where the shed is going to go. I have roughly marked it out, as you can see. Hopefully my lovely water butt is less frozen than it was, because last week I couldn't move it at all. We're pretending this is not here. This is probably for a different day, as is this. This is what we're focusing on. We're trying to get some sort of level, and yeah, it feels very sticky underfoot, which is gross, but I think actually what I need for today. So yeah, I am gonna time-lapse myself up. I have got snacks, I have got drinks, I have got a litre of chamomile tea, and good vibes, so we'll be fine. It is very quiet at the moment, so plenty of space for dancing about, and yeah, let's get my overalls on and let's get going. Working on this ground in the plot, as with previously documented, is just hard work. There was a huge amount of like plastic flooring that I found underneath the earth here. It's just, yeah, incredibly uneven, as you'd expect. There's a lot of tree roots, so it's not just a case of like moving a bit out and levelling it. Like, you never know what you're going to find underground when you get there, so it's time consuming, but sort of fun, kind of. Also, because of how wet and sort of sticky the ground was, once you got a hold of a root, it all came out in one go, and that was very satisfying. So this stuff is just why everything takes so long. You can see here I'm like, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches down, and there's just sheets of glass, and they go under this way and this way. So I'm just on my knees trying to get some of it out. Here's It's looking more level than it was, for definite. There's still a long way to go, but until this is empty, I can't do much about that bit. It's so much easier to do now that the ground's not frozen solid, funnily enough. Good morning. I am on my way to the plot for the first time in just over a week, I think. I went away for a few days in the sunshine this week just gone, which was lovely, and then I got back and it was raining, and now I am finally aware of how soon the shed comes. It's Tuesday, today is Saturday, and the fact that I do not have anywhere to put it just yet. It is less muddy here than it was when I was last here, so that's good. yeah, I'm going to do 2 hours, see how much I can get done. We have got shed base space, which is very exciting. I am relatively confident it's going to be okay. Had a chat to my dad about what our plan of action is over the next few days, and I think it's going to work out. So I'm just pottering about doing some other bits instead, which is nice. I am going to prune this tree, which is absolutely in the way. In another world, I'm very aware that you would have fully taken this tree out. It doesn't actually end up being, no spoilers, but too much in the way. But I think there has been, whether it's still there or not, I'm not sure, one initial sort of rogue wild-ish plum tree that's kind of put up all these shoots everywhere over the last however many years, and now they remain in the way. There's a couple more further away from the shed, like next to where I'm standing here, under the old shed. But yeah, we're working with what there's time and energy for, and this is good enough. There's enough space for my shed. This is very exciting. This means this time next week, there'll be a shed right there. Can't wait. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. Although apparently it's meant to be rainy when we're meant to be putting up the shed, so... The shed delivery window was very close to 7 o'clock in the morning, so it was a very early start for me. I tried my best to do a proper, oh look at me, I'm an influencer, here's the arrival of my shed, and as you can see from the footage, it did not happen. I was trying to be stealthy and it didn't happen, but I got to be on the allotment as the sun was rising, and that was lovely. Everyone say hello for the video.
Hello for the video.
Lovely weather. As previously mentioned, it was super wet and rainy overnight. Fortunately, the allotment has a kind of never-ending supply of wood chip, so we set my mum to work with trying to give us some sort of chance of not slipping over. Obviously, the ideal situation for putting up a shed is a nice dry sunny day with lots of daylight, and we did not have any of that, so we tried our hardest not to make it really, really muddy with assorted bits of plastic and such. I shan't lie to you, I had higher hopes for my videography skills during putting up the shed, but at the end of the day, the most important thing was for us to do the shed well and end up with a product that we were happy with, and given the rain and all of the other things, yeah, that took priority, as you will see. Apologies for the periodic nature of the footage. In case you're interested in the sort of dimensions and information about this shed, it is 6 foot wide and 8 feet deep. It's got these 2 double doors, and then it's got 4 little windows. It could have been assembled
any way round because of the way that it's made. There's like 2 panels per 8-foot stretch, but we decided to do one window on one side and one on the other, kind of diagonal to each other, so that I can make the most of the daylight which comes from the back of the shed, while still being able to be able to see the plot from inside the shed as necessary, especially given how rainy it's been so far this year. It's nice to be able to be there but also shelter from the rain. My goal for the end of day 1, especially given the weather, was to try and get all of the side panels up and then the roof sheets attached, I think. Definitely better that there were 3 of us to manage stuff together, so I'm very grateful for my parents' help on this as well. I lost out on a lot of this day because I had managed to accidentally stop the time lapse on my GoPro, which you can see the live footage of here.
Whoops.
But as you can see, end of day 1, we've got a structure. The roof is not roofy, but it's a structure. Hooray! The next day we aimed to get the whole lot done. Footage was very, very scarce from me, sorry.
Oh bollocks!
Right.
I've just broken this drill bit. Come on, you bumhole! Why are you misbehaving?
As you can see from the change in attire, whilst it was not raining this day, it was cold. You can also see how muddy the whole of the ground has become. It was hard work to move around on, to be quite honest. And apologies for the rubbish that's hanging in my recently pruned tree. On this day we got all of the roofing felt added on, which was a bit tricky. Again, when you haven't got a flat surface that is dry to work on, it became a bit tricky. But luckily it had lots of rubbish, so there was a big sheet of old chipboard that we could work with. I am very grateful to have a dad who has done this several times before. So even though there was a little bit of doing things and then doing them again, because, for example, he kept screwing straight through the board and just into the hole in the roof of the shed rather than into the apex piece of wood, which is what he was meant to be doing. We got there, and Mum helped me to do the windows, which was great. And more than anything, by the end of these few days, I felt like I was an absolute whiz. I know that the previous footage doesn't really reflect that, but my power tools skills, I felt like I knew what I was doing. You need a pilot hole drilling, I'm your guy. As I said, our plan for this day was to try and get the whole of the shed finished, but we ended up coming back the following day, a day where I was feeling rubbish and had a massive headache, so I recorded nothing. We were just left with the final finessing, so attaching bits to the door, putting the lock on the door, which we had to do twice, and I still hate it and I'm going to have to change it. Here is how we ended our 3 days of shed construction. I have this one picture that my mum took, so you're welcome, but I'm very proud of getting it done, and you'll see some exciting footage of me actually settling in to the shed before too long. So I will leave you on that note. Thank you very much for watching. please do feel free to leave me a comment. Tell me what, you thought, anything like that, and I will leave you with this footage of me meeting a fox on the allotment, which was very adorable.